Tuesday, January 28th, live on WagerTalk TV. This is PuckTime. I am Andrew. I have Carmine and the Prez with me to break down three great games, look at sides, totals, and props, and mention some really great promotions we have going at WagerTalk.com as well. And well, the main one we'll start with, of course, $5 Tuesday. Every capper with at least one play up and available for just $5. But all kinds of stuff to get to, Carm. Good morning to you. How are you? And what are the games you chose for us today?
Morning, Tuesday, $5 Tuesday. Looking forward to it. We got three good games. I think I picked three good games. We are going to talk about the Carolina Hurricanes, New York Rangers, the Washington Capitals. We've got to put them on our card. This team is number one in the Eastern Conference. You got to talk about them against the Calgary Flames. Your props playlist, and then we're going to talk about the last game of the night, the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. I have an interesting play on that one that I'll discuss, but we got the Prez. Anytime the Prez is on,
yeah, baby,
you got to give him some airtime
There he
because
is.
I think he's going to be gone. He's going to take the next 2 months off where he travels, follows The Walking Dead, goes to all these fantastic ski resorts and stuff. So I think this is his last show for at least a couple weeks. So since you're going to be gone, Prez, and before we get into the Carolina Hurricanes and New York Rangers, I think you wanted to touch on the upcoming Four Nations Cup.
Well, firstly, thanks for having me, guys. Real pleasure. I don't want to lecture anybody. So how about we hit that like button right now so we don't have to be lectured later on in the show by this guy. Yeah, I'm going away next week, Super Bowl week. So I'm in France. I'm flying into Lyon, and I'll be skiing 7 days in Trois-Vallées. If any of my fans or foes or friends or family happen to be in Trois-Vallées while I'm there, hook me up on Twitter. Okay, so, guys, this Four Nations Cup thing, here's what I wanted to just mention to you guys, because you guys live, breathe, eat, sleep hockey at the highest level. What is it? Can somebody just tell me what it is? We are stopping the NHL season for an exhibition tournament between four nations. Now, I know Canada's one nation. I know America is one nation. I don't even know who the other two nations are. What is this stupid tournament?
Can I jump in now? It is the TV money. It's the TV money, Lawrence. As long as
who are they?
Who
are the other nations?
Are paying
Finland and Sweden.
Are paying Sweden, Finland, and USA. But as long as they continue to pay the money and give them money hand over fist, they're going to have these competitions. It gives them something else to air.
Fair enough.
I'm surprised, in all honesty, other than the NFL going to Europe and playing games at Tottenham Stadium, one in Germany, and what have you. I'm surprised that they haven't embraced the NFL. This is an off week for the NFL. I'm surprised they haven't taken, looking for additional money, haven't done like the World Cup does, a meaningless third place game. Can you imagine this weekend, the Buffalo Bills versus the Washington Redskins, or not Redskins, Washington Commanders, just to fill airtime and make more money? I'm surprised they don't have that. The battle for number 3.
Yeah.
What do they do in Japan?
Guys, one thing that I think about this
have the match
tournament.
in a place like Japan where they could build more fans. Brian Gauthier says, stop making Presman talk so much. Wow. That guy should be paying extra for every word that comes out of my mouth.
Well, let me tell you why he says that, because he wants to hear your thoughts on the Carolina Hurricanes and New York Rangers. But I'm going to let Andrew go first.
Well,
Andrew's got something to say.
I want to say I think one of the big problems with this tournament is that the organizing committee, or whoever decided to get this tournament going, Prez, is that they started the organizing for this tournament way before that they decided to let NHL players go back to the Olympics. So people were like extremely excited for
Ah,
international competition again. And now the
ah.
problem is they're going to be able to go back to the Olympics. What is it, next year? So now all the excitement and hype has been gone, and they've actually had to drop ticket prices for the event because not enough people are going. Because, like you said, it's only 4 nations. There's not really, some people think the rosters are probably going to be different than they would have been. There's no Russia. There's not as many teams, only 4. And the funny thing is, Alex Pietrangelo just dropped out
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
weekend of Team Canada. And guess what? He played 25 minutes for Vegas the next night. So how can he say he's not going to play for Team Canada? Then he goes out and plays 25 minutes for his team. So I think that's a big issue, is the hype has kind of died down. Even though I'm excited, people are excited. I think the hype has died down because the Olympics was announced right before. They weren't allowed to be in the Olympics, so now they're able to be there. So sorry, Carm. That's just a quick point I wanted to make, because people, I think, are a little bit excited about the Olympics now more than they are really about the 4 nations.
So I'll say this, and then Prez, we got to get to the first game. I'll say this is that any NHL GM right now has to cringe at this tournament for 2 weeks because an injury. Can you imagine a
Oh
guy
my
like
God, dude.
Makar or McKinnon or Matthews getting injured in
I
what
don't
is
want to
essentially a
imagine.
meaningless tournament,
It's
I
going
don't
guys,
to
want to
happen too.
imagine.
and ruining the team's prospects of making it to a Stanley Cup final? This is the way I look at it. It is completely
Uh,
insane. But with that said, the Carolina Hurricanes minus 140, Prez. The New York Rangers at home, a dog at plus 120. Total sits here at 6, shaded to the under 20 cents. Where are you going with this one?
Carm, so firstly, I just want to let everybody know I'm absolutely seeing NHL, the best I've seen NHL in about 2 years, Carm. I'm winning my free picks. I'm winning the picks I'm giving out on air, and my clients are absolutely having a freaking party. Won again last night on the Edmonton Oilers. I'm now on a 23-6 NHL run, 23 wins, 6 losses. And I'm also the number 1 most profitable NHL expert this season. So both short term and long term, I'm dominating the sport. And I have bet on the Rangers 3 times in their last 4 games. I won all 3. And what I want to do, no, I lost the first one. I went 2-1. What I want to do now is tell you guys why I like the Rangers in the spot. So last week, I gave out the LA Kings. They were in a position where they were playing Florida. And my analysis on that play was that this is a statement game. The LA Kings are playing the Stanley Cup champions, and they could go out there and say, okay, guys, we are for real. We are a good team, and we need to beat Florida to show that. I feel like the Rangers are in a similar spot here. This is a team that came out super strong to start the season. Offhand, I think they started 12-4. Then they went into a 2-month skid of horrible hockey. They could not get out of their way. They weren't playing any defense, and offensively, they were all over the map. Of late, they are back playing really good hockey. They have won 2 of their last 3, 4 of their last 6, and 6 of their last 9 games. They took Colorado to a 5-4 loss, and now they're coming into this game off of that loss. Now, Carolina is a really good hockey team, and that's why I like the New York Rangers even more in this spot. Because like the LA Kings when they played Florida, this is a game where the New York Rangers can turn their season around internally. In other words, they can say emotionally, we're back. We beat a really great team. We're a point out of the wild card. It's time to go on a run. This is a statement game for the Rangers and a game I think they win, and we get them at plus 115. Sorry for being so long-winded. Take the New York Rangers.
So, I'm going to keep this quick because I do like the Rangers in this spot too. I was trying to figure out how this total could go, but there's just No advantageous numbers for either side on either the over or the under. So I'm going to avoid that total completely. It's coming into the season, we thought the Rangers would have a very good season. We figured, or at least I did, that they would finish in one of the top 4 spots in
Yep.
the Eastern Conference and one of the top 2 spots in the Metro. And they started off great. And then they went through that prolonged slump, or whatever you want to call it, where they didn't play well. And now they're playing well. You can't look at them playing well right now as a short-term improvement. You have to look at it. They're playing back to their potential and winning games. The Rangers, for lack of a better word, the Rangers are back. Or that's the phrase I'm looking at. Plus 120 at home. I feel this almost the same way as I did yesterday with the Detroit Red Wings, where I thought getting plus money on a team that's playing extremely well now at home is a spot I want to pass up on. When it was LA Kings yesterday, 2-0 in the first period, I thought, wow, what a boneheaded move by me. But Detroit came back and won. I like the Rangers in this spot. No opinion on the total. Where are you going, Andrew?
Carm, that's where I'm going to go is the total. So it works out pretty well here. I'm going to take the over in this game here. I just think that looking at New York right now, I understand the hype. I understand the excitement. But when we look at some of the excitement we've seen, we got to give our congratulations to the New York Rangers for beating a hell of a lot of bad teams, right? And even the Senators, yeah, they're good, but they just started to be good this season. They beat Utah. They beat the Philadelphia Flyers. They beat the Blue Jackets. I'm not too impressed by that, but hey, they're scoring goals right now. But when they play against some other hot teams, they give up goals as well. You know, giving up 5 goals against the Montreal Canadiens, 5 goals against the Colorado Avalanche. They're no strangers to giving up goals. In fact, they're bottom 10 in expected goals this month. They're also up there as far as expected goals for. Same thing with Carolina. They're number 2 in expected goals for on the month of January. And when I look at the additions of not just Rantanen, but Taylor Hall, I feel like people aren't really appreciating the whole Taylor Hall aspect in this trade because they think he's washed up. Well, the fact is he's dealt with injuries and he's been playing for the Chicago Blackhawks. You guys, when a player gets traded from a bad team to a good team, it can kind of rejuvenize their career, rejuvenize kind of how excited they are to come to the rink in the morning. We see it in all kinds of sports. We see it in the NFL a lot with receivers that just turn into their old selves again when they go from playing on a bad team to a good team. We certainly see it in the NBA, and I think we're going to see it with Taylor Hall and the Hurricanes. We can't forget about Kreider, Zibanejad, Panarin, all these talented players over there in New York. I think we see goals in this one. So I'm going to take the over. The guys are liking the Rangers. One of the many really solid games here on the slate in the NHL for tonight. Guys, it is the last day for 7 days of plays. $77 at WagerTalk.com. Last day to take advantage of this great deal for Lawrence Presman, for Carmine Bianco, for myself, Andrew McGinnis at WagerTalk.com. 7 days of plays, $11 a day, $77, all sports, NHL, NBA, whatever it might be, soccer. Carm has a big 5% play coming up. You guys can use that deal on any of us, and there's no promo code needed, as you see at the bottom of your screen. No code needed. 7 days of plays for just $77. And I'm excited because I got a 5% play going. So why buy just the 5% for $35? You guys can get my full week for $77 there. So we'll keep this train on the tracks, though, and we'll go around the horn once again. Prez, Calgary hosting the Capitals here. I don't know about you, but I have no issue admitting that I have not made enough money this season betting on the Capitals. And every year it seems like there's one team that kind of bothers us. 2 years ago, that team for me was the Bruins. And they had that historic season, and I always had FOMO. I always was like, it's too late to jump on them, And they just continued to play well here. What are your thoughts on this matchup, Capitals and Flames?
Well, Andrew, thank you for asking. I'll make this real quick as well. I have made no money betting on the Capitals this year because I haven't bet on them ever. I give out a lot of free bets against the Capitals. Those have not gone well at all. With that said, I don't think I've released a play to my clients on or against the Capitals in 2 months. I have learned my lesson, Andrew, except for Kansas City Chiefs. I've not learned my lesson there and likely will still be betting Philadelphia, but that's a different story. But I've learned my lesson in hockey. You are right. Every year there's one team you're like, oh no, Washington sucks. They're not as good as I think they are. And you keep betting against them until eventually someone takes your car. So this year I am doing nothing in regards to the Washington Capitals. I'm going to tell you guys, I think a team with the color red should win tonight. That's my take on this game, Andrew.
This is a big old pass. What do you think, Carm? I mean, this is the thing. I feel like with the Capitals right now, you're better off playing on them. But at the end of the day, the Flames have kind of been like the Kraken for me. You know, I don't know how to play against them. I don't know when to play on them. They've been a weird team I want to avoid as well. What do you think, Carm?
First, I'm surprised that Prez didn't take the move from the legendary and since passed Dave Koken, where he leans back and goes, "I got like no opinion on this game." I'm surprised he didn't do that. But Andrew, you know, what I mean, I look at a game when I'm looking at the total in a game and whether I want to take it or not. The first thing I look at is who do I believe is going to win the game? Who do I believe is the better team? The better team is obviously the Washington Capitals. I think the Caps should win this one. Calgary's been a team that, for the most part, hasn't been good to me, but I faded them in some spots, and it's worked out for me. But it's hard to look at, even with the total at 5.5. It's hard to discount the fact that in liking, I like the under in this game. It's hard to discount the fact that the Washington Capitals have gone under the total in 9 straight games. 9 straight games, the Caps have stayed under the total. So again, going full circle, if I believe the Caps are going to win, they're going to win by playing their type of game, which is a strong defensive game, capitalizing, look at that, no pun intended, on the chances that they get and winning a game 3-1, 4-1. That's perfectly fine for me. I had the same, you know, it's similar to the same thoughts of yesterday in the Seattle Kraken Edmonton Oilers game that I thought under 6 was the right play. And until that empty netter 200 feet away yesterday to make it 4-2, that was a dead under. So with that said, I'm taking the under in this one, and I'll let the two sides figure out who's the best on the ice tonight.
Can I just jump in
Andrew,
here?
Did you give your thoughts on this game? Sure.
Andrew, let me jump in quick if you don't mind. And then, because we had a goaltender pulled 9.5 minutes left in a game last week. 9.5 minutes of hockey, and they pulled the goaltender. I have made an outright, all my clients know I don't bet over 6.5 and I don't bet under 5.5. This pulling the goalie is destroying these freaking unders. So I just want to say, be careful, guys, on those 5.5s, because if it is 4-1, 2 years ago, it would remain 4-1. Now it could end up being 7-1 when all's said and done. So just tread lightly on under 5.5. Sorry.
Prez, I had the luckiest 5% winner, my last 5%. I think it was the last one I had. It was, and I have no problem admitting it, I had Florida's team total, and they were the right side. They won the game, but I had not one, but 2 empty net goals. It was 2-1 like the whole game, and I got 2 empty nets. You're never out of it with the empty net goals.
Right.
But yeah,
it's killing.
These teams.
It's killing these unders. It's like, how do you bet this shit?
Well, one thing I've noticed,
I know how.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're on a pretty good run, but one thing I've noticed is Though that type of stuff happens a lot more when you're playing, even right now, when you're playing a team that's not in your division. If you're playing a team in your division, like right now, look at the East.
Yeah.
Like I think if Detroit and Ottawa played tonight, and it was 2-2 with 4 minutes to go, they're going to just hold hands until overtime hits, and then both get 1 point. It's only January, and we're already there, which is kind of frustrating. Yeah, honestly, in this game here, guys, and Prez is going to make fun of me for saying honestly because it's me talking, giving my thoughts. But I've been trying to get better at that, Prez, over the years. But I like the fact that this Flames team has been playing well lately. 3-1 their last 4 games. They have been scoring some goals here. But to Carmine's point, the fact is the Capitals, whether they win games by putting goals in bunches, or they're scoring at 1 or 2, 3 goals and they're still winning games, that's been really impressive to me. So if I'm playing this game, I was wrong yesterday on the show and on WagerTalk today about the team total under for Detroit. If I'm playing this game, I would go team total under for the Flames. But I don't have an official play on this game. Don't really love this one. So I will just kind of pass and kind of lean towards the Flames, their side under on this one. Guys, Carm, can I bring something up really quick? I know do you mind if I bring up something really quick? It's a little topic. I've been wondering this for a long time, and I want you guys' honest thoughts on this. Because I thought about making a video about this. In the NHL, and this is me pissed off about last night because it affected one of my plays that lost. In the NHL, when there's a certain percentage, let's say the team you're betting on is 24 or 25% on the power play this season, right? Maybe between 22 and 25% on the power play. Okay. If a player is on a breakaway and they get tripped or they get hooked or slashed in the hands, but that player that gets slashed is a third or fourth line player and they get rewarded a penalty shot, I believe that you should be able to decline the penalty shot and choose to take a 2-minute power play. Because a lot of the times I've been watching some of these games.
I agree.
The penalty shot is a bad thing unless it's one of your top 4 players, I would say, on the ice. And last night for Pittsburgh, they were on a penalty kill. One of their penalty killers, who was probably a fourth-line guy, stole the puck, was on a breakaway, got slashed in the hands, had an absolutely embarrassing penalty shot attempt, and the players are back out there on the penalty kill again. I would rather Crosby and Malkin and those guys out there on the PP. So if your power play percentage overall is better than this player's shootout percentage, then why can't the team be able to say, nope, we'll take the power play and forget about the penalty shot? Carm, do you agree?
I'll go one step further. I agree. That was O'Connor yesterday that missed the penalty shot. I'll go one step further that I believe that you penalize the team properly by letting anyone take the penalty shot, whether they're on the ice or not. I know in soccer, if there's a foul in the box, then it's a penalty. Anybody who's on the field of the 10 of the 10 players, or even the goalie could take the penalty kick. So of the 11 players, any one of them can take the penalty kick, not the person who the foul was committed against. Everyone has their penalty takers. You want to really penalize a team, that's how you do it. But I get it. You know what I mean? The last thing you want is a guy like Ty Domi of the Toronto Maple Leafs taking a penalty shot. I think he took a penalty shot once. He dumped it into the corner and then chased the puck. But with that said, guys,
can I jump in on this topic?
Guys, we got to get moving.
Well, I want to add to this topic.
Oy
vey. I just want to say something super quick. Andrew, it's a genius idea. The percentage chance of a power play being successful is almost exactly the same as the percentage chance of a penalty shot being successful. They are both in the mid-20s or something like that. The thing about a power play is it almost guarantees 2 minutes of the opponent not scoring. So it is way more advantageous to have a 2-minute power play than it is to have a penalty shot, given they both have the exact same percentage, and one is with the clock stopped and the other is with the clock running. Sorry. God, Prez is rolling today, man.
All right.
What a
Those are
day.
the final words from Rain Man. But Andrew, before we get to your prop playlist, I did announce on yesterday's show that I would go through all the entries. There was a ton of entries in the contest from Friday. And so I had to literally take the names and pick one of them. Did a little pick a name out of a hat, two names out of a hat. So these are the winners because there was quite a few. I was surprised so many people went with 5-1 for the 6 and 60. I'm like, what are these guys smoking? But 5-1 was what the 6 and 60 went. With that said, these are the two winners. Please contact support@wagertalk.com. Celtics for the win and T Gibby 35. You're the ones chosen out of the hat. You'll get some PuckTime swag. Contact our customer service. I will let them know that you guys are emailing in, and I'll get some PuckTime swag out to you guys this week. So I'm going to be picking some up today or tomorrow. All right, Andrew, with that said, speaking of winners, give us some winners in your props playlist segment.
Carm, we just have two props here. Last night we went 1-1. We'll try and go for the 2-0 tonight with these two player props. We actually have two shots on goal props. Before I get to it, I will just say, guys, 5% NHL play goes tonight. We are number one at the website with 5% NHL plays. We are on a plus 38 unit NHL run, earning 29 units with NHL 5% plays this season. Last day for this promo code, guys. Last day. A lot of you guys took advantage of it the past few days. Cup 150, guys, will get you all of my plays, sides, totals, props, futures. Cup 150. Take 150 off my full NHL season. Join me today. Start things off with a bang. Start things off with a good note. Take 150 off my full NHL season. Cup 150 is the promo code. Let's go to the Canadians and Jets. You guys know I try not to talk too much about the Canadians because they are my favorite team. But one play I have seen quite a bit, it's doing really well right now, is Uri Slafkovsky over 1.5 shots on goal, and it's plus 115. First and foremost, I love these 1.5 numbers. You know, getting to 2 is a lot easier than 3 as far as these shot takers in the NHL, especially with how good defense has been lately across the league as a whole. But younger players, especially players that are just 20 years old, they go off confidence. You know, they work in waves. And you started the season, Uri Slafkovsky was lacking the confidence. As of late, he's had that confidence that he needs. 4 straight games, he hasn't just had 2 shots on goal. He's had 3, 4 shots on goal in some of those games. Bounce back game for them off a loss against the Devils. I like him to go over 1.5 shots on goal tonight against Winnipeg. Second one, speaking of bounce back games, the Tampa Bay Lightning are in a bounce back spot as well after getting shut out on Saturday against Detroit. We're going to take a look at Brandon Hagel over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 122. I look at a lot of different stuff with props, home, road, opponent ranking, recent trends. Brandon Hagel, 5 straight home games, over 2.5 shots on goal. What that tells me is the last change benefits him. The situations his coaching staff is putting him in are benefiting him. And let's face it, Chicago, not a very good defensive team. Over 2.5 shots on goal for Brandon Hagel from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Back to you, Carm.
Right, Andrew, that looks good. I won't use the line that Prez uses, which is like, I wasn't listening to anything you said there. I was. You really like Slatovsky, eh? Do I pronounce his name right? I used to butcher names on the show. It's the Italian in
You're
me. I
getting
can
better.
pronounce the Italian names. I just can't. I can't pronounce some of the other.
Slava
Imagine me doing.
Shmovsky.
I will never. I will never be a play-by-play guy in like Russia for the KHL, man. Can you? I would butcher like every single name on there. It would be hilarious. But with that said, we've got a few of them on these teams. Dallas and the Vegas Golden Knights. Prez, Vegas minus 125, Dallas plus 105. Total sits here at 6, shaded 15 cents to the under. These two teams played just 4 days ago in Dallas with that game ending. I believe it was 3-2 or 4-3. What are your thoughts on this one?
It ended 4-3 for Dallas 2 games ago, January 24th. Rapid revenge spot for Vegas. Look, I hate betting against really, really good teams. Great spot for Vegas, though. Just lost 4 in a row against some bad teams, too. Then beat St. Louis, lost to Dallas, won their last game against Florida. And I really feel like maybe that Florida game will propel them a little bit. I think that might be sort of one of those anchor games that gets them going after they had a horrible slump. I like Vegas here at home. Short line, coming off of a bad run for the last couple of weeks. And in a rapid revenge spot. Vegas for me.
All right. Andrew, I'm going to make mine quick in this one. I have it up as a free play. This is also a small client play as well, too, just because this is one based on a number. So it's like a 2% play for me. But you would never think laying the puck line with Vegas is a good thing against a team like Dallas, but I'm looking at the season-long numbers. Vegas has the best puck line record in the NHL, 32-18, plus 19.6 units on the puck line at home is where a majority of that has happened. 17-9 to the puck line at home, plus 13.35 units of profit on that one. What about the Dallas Stars? The league's worst puck line record on the road, 7-16, minus 10.8 units of profit. So I'm taking Vegas minus 1.5 on the puck line. We'll hope for that the empty net goal that the Prez absolutely hates, and take plus 210 is the price that you're getting. So minus 1.5 plus 210, the Vegas Golden Knights on the puck line, and I'll toss it to you for your thoughts on this game.
Carmine, I like it better when it's kumbaya, when we're all on the same page and we can all just get along and all be on the same place. But, a lot of times I like the rapid revenge spot, but this time around, I'm going to rock with the same team that won just a week ago. Stars won 4-3 just a handful of days ago. I'm going to take them again in this one here. Look, they are the number 5 team in expected goals in January. I still am preying on Vegas's downfall. I'm looking at Vegas, and I think that their strength of schedule to start the season made them look a hell of a lot better than they actually are. So I think spots like this are times for us to get good prices to fade the Vegas Golden Knights. So we'll see what happens. But I just think they're a team that looked really good off their schedule. And what did people do when they came on WagerTalk today, Prez, before Wildcard Weekend? Every handicapper told you, yeah, well, my favorite strategy is to look at strength of schedule. Favorite strategy is look at strength of schedule Wildcard Weekend. Well, second half of the season, that's my favorite schedule, is to look at which teams had the easiest schedule in the first half of the season. Vegas has the hardest schedule in the whole league second half of the season.
Okay, I'll make sure to bet them to not have a great second half of the season. The relevance of that tonight, I don't see, but what I'm curious about more than anything, Andrew, is you are praying Vegas has a bad second half of the season. Praying is a big word. How much money do you have against Vegas having a good second half of the season that you are praying for their
just my biggest bet of the year is just against
I will say this, and I think you have to agree with me. Both you guys have to agree with me on this. If you find an angle that has been profitable all season long, it may lose that night, but it doesn't mean you have to jump off of it. I think you have to stay on it for at least 2 or 3. It's similar to the Chicago Blackhawks first period run. 21-5 at home this season to the first period over, and 11 straight games that they have gone over the total of 1.5. Now, it's most of the time it's not Chicago providing the goals. Much like last game, it was Minnesota had a 2-0 lead at the end of the first period, but that hits. It doesn't mean that the next time you play it, it's guaranteed to win, but it's been a profitable angle all season long, and you don't give up on it just because you lose once on it. Those are my thoughts on those things. So we'll see. Andrew talking about like Vegas having a bad second half of the season, or however the conversation went. They could win tonight and then lose 2 or 3 games in a row. So we'll see how that goes. But with that said, Prez, I know you got to get going for Wager Talk today at the top of the hour. We got to get the likes up for you. Every time you're on the show, we need at least 100 to keep you happy.
What's going on?
Give us a show free play and let us know what you like as far as your or what you have up at Wager Talk.
Well, I will do so. Firstly, I thought we wouldn't have to do this, but only 1 out of 3 people watching this show thinks it is good enough to take a second out of their day and hit that like button. The other 2 out of 3 do not feel like this show is worthy of a like. I think it's worthy of 100 likes. You guys do an amazing job, both of you, Carmine and Andrew. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, long story short, it's $5 Tuesday. I got a 4% NHL bet going tonight. These 4% plays are very rare for me. 80% of all my plays, if not more, are 2 and 3% plays. This is a step out spot for me. It's also a money line bet. These money line bets are the best bets I have, period. Now, as you guys know, I'm on a 23-6 NHL run. 23-6 NHL run doesn't get much better than that. I am 49-26 in 2 years of money line bets in the NHL at 65%. If there's one play to buy tonight for $5, that is it. Okay, as far as my show best bet goes, Colorado playing the New York Islanders tonight. Shout out to Patrick Roy and the Islanders. They've won 4 in a row, and they've done it by playing outstanding defense. Colorado, although they put up a 5-spot last game, they're really inconsistent scoring-wise, and basically last 3 games before that, struggling to score at all. I think the New York Islanders, especially with Patrick Roy, a very proud man as their coach, I think they might be a look to bet on team moving forward. We'll see what happens tonight against the Avs, but I like the under as my show best bet. Guys, real quick, Wager Talk today is going to be awesome. Ralph Michaels is coming on. We're going to do a deep dive into the prop bets for the Super Bowl. Now, not all of them are up, very few, but we're going to go backwards and find the bets that are best to look at for this coming year, this coming Super Bowl. And Pavlo's coming on to talk Championship League as well. So make sure to stay with us. Noon Eastern, Wager Talk today. Andrew and Carm, you guys freaking rock. Thanks for having me, man.
As it is Champions League, not Championship League, Champions League. Get it right. Yeah, you can do with that finger. All right, guys, I'll make mine quick and then I'll send it to Andrew for his. I mentioned it. It's the game we talked about, Vegas Golden Knights, Dallas. I'm going to do that kind of like the dodgeball movie. It's a bold move, Cotton. I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights -1.5 plus 210 on the money line. Let's see if we can cash a plus 210 ticket with a Vegas revenge win by 2 or more goals. One play up, 4% play on Customer Appreciation Day. And in that play, there is a coupon to get $15 off my Champions League Prez play on Wednesday. So a great deal. You're getting quite a few little deals there. Guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Our chat was super active today. Your comments after the videos are fantastic. Andrew, I'm going to send it to you for your best bet. You have a 5% play tonight, man. I wish you the best of luck on that play, which you guys can get over at WagerTalk on Andrew's page. And Cup 150. Andrew's on a great run. Cup 150 will get you $150 off his NHL rest of the season package.
Carm, I appreciate it, man. And you're up with your Champions League play, so I'll be following along with your 5% play as well. But guys, as Carmine mentioned, that promo code last day, which is why I'm mentioning it a lot right now. Cup 150, last day to take advantage of this deal before it goes away. Join me on my full season of NHL plays. Forget about the 5%. That's just one play. You want all my plays, use that promo code CUP150. Show best bet, and this is also a client play. Tampa Bay Lightning, first period on the puck line, -0.5 goal against the Blackhawks. This is the way to go. This is the best bet for tonight for me on the show. This is a bounce back here. They lose to the Detroit Red Wings. Not only lose, but get shut out. They lose to the Habs. They lose to the Lightning, or to the Leafs. This has been a rough go lately for the Lightning. So what does that mean? They will take the Blackhawks lightly. The only teams losing to the Blackhawks are teams that aren't taking them lightly. The focus and motivation level is going to be there for Tampa. They're -300 favorites here. We're turning that into a -105 with the Lightning, minus the hook in the first period. That's the play, guys. Hope you enjoyed Puck Time. Carmine, Prez, I appreciate it. We all appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Find all three of us at WagerTalk.com. Best of luck. Enjoy the games. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Puck Time.